All right, guys, welcome back to episode 14, right?
Yeah,
14
I
of
believe.
Too Much Thought. I hope you guys enjoyed the other podcast. If you did, make sure you like, comment, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll
Most
really
importantly,
appreciate it.
most importantly.
The last couple podcasts, we've been talking about how other things, like music influences you, how the government fucking influences our society, but I want to know, what influences you guys? If I had to say, like, what can you say as far as a role model, not a role model, like a mentor, somebody you take something from, you become better, and you implement that in your life. What could you say is influences you guys?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean,
Been thinking about that.
people-wise, you'll have to give me a minute to like narrow it down. I
Take
think
your time, buddy.
Yeah.
there's plenty of like physical things and like substances,
Mhm.
I guess maybe that influence me.
Yeah.
Or, like caffeine definitely
Yeah.
influences the way I act, and I'm like hooked on it.
I'm talking about your thought process throughout the day.
So
Like what?
What influences my character, kind of?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
okay.
good way to.
Okay,
That's a better
a
way
good
to put it.
Yeah, caffeine definitely doesn't do that.
A little bit more amped up when I got my.
I gotta have an energy.
Hey,
drink in
no
the
free
morning.
shout outs, so got my energy drink.
Gotta have one in the morning.
At least
Yeah.
one. At least one.
Shoot, I've been
Thank you.
taking pre-workout in the morning.
Dude, that's gonna get
It's
you.
a race.
I think
gonna
I'm
blow your
pre-workout,
heart
it just
out.
don't last as long. I swear.
Mm.
Like, it's built for like a short period.
It lasts me to lunch because I'm not really.
Isn't the come down harder though?
Yeah, the come on
Off
is
of,
definitely harder.
That's why exactly at lunch is why I take my nap.
Okay. All right. Not all of us have jobs where you just go take a nap.
Well, on your lunch break, you can do whatever you
How
want.
long of a break do you have?
30 minutes.
I'm not taking a 30-minute nap.
Hey, y'all know a little secret?
What?
We get an hour. You can take an hour, but you can clock back in after 30. I'll go
That's
in.
what you
and
do?
I'll go in and clock in after 30, then go back out and take my last 30 minutes, man.
Yeah.
All right. So
We gotta
Dawson's gonna be
hide. We
unemployed
gotta hide.
next week.
We gotta hide.
Dawson's gonna be unemployed next week. Don't read what's on his shirt.
He's gonna get written up. Yeah, but
he clocks in after an hour break.
yeah.
No earlier,
Actually,
no
that's a
later.
smart
I'm
man.
not worried about it, man. That's a little extra shmoney.
Shimmy, yeah.
It's only half an hour.
Okay, well,
Every minute counts for this society.
exactly. Why do you think your character's like that? What people's influence you to?
So is this
What influences you to cheat the system, Dawson?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
What or like who?
Who? Like,
influenced
because nowadays, it's back in the olden times, back in the 1900s, 1800s, it was an idea, right? It wasn't a person. Now there's influencers. Now there's people that's got,
People that kind of patent the idea.
yeah.
Like when you
And
think of a trait, you think of that person.
yeah.
I
And so,
know what you mean.
Okay.
and plus, when you watch something that really speaks to you, you kind of connect with that person too. So
Yeah.
I'm asking you guys as well as myself too, because I want to know for myself, because I've been thinking about it too. What has shaped your character to be the person you are today? You know, who could you say has helped you shape yourself into a
Okay,
better?
Okay.
Whether it's, great, strong will, funny, whatever.
It's anything like.
So hold on.
Just don't say Adolf Hitler.
Hopefully
it's probably
not.
one of yours.
Hopefully not. Yeah. No,
All right.
he didn't want you to take his. You know, that's
All
why
right,
he said don't
all
say
right,
it.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
So how many do we get? All right.
Yeah, let's do 3. Let's keep it 3.
Three
Keep
each.
it quick.
Okay,
Yep.
So 9 people that have influenced
Yep.
us in total.
Okay. So we're
I
going
like
this
it.
way right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I'm starting it?
let's
Work it in this
you,
motion?
you want to do it this way? Do it
I can probably come up with one right quick.
clockwise.
So someone who's influenced me, I'll probably start biggest and strongest. Jake Burton Carpenter. He's the man that invented snowboarding. Now there's a couple of different people out there, if you go to research it, that are trademarked with inventing snowboarding.
Kind of like Nikola Tesla and
I
Thomas
think-
Edison
I
shit.
think Tom Sims is also credited as the founder of snowboarding.
Did he also invent
But-
the Sims game?
I don't think so.
I'll just mess with you.
He's
How
around
long-
in the 70s.
How long ago was it?
Snowboarding
Fairly recent?
It's been fairly recent, but there were people in the 20s and 30s and stuff that would take like one ski or cut a sled in half, and technically it's snowboarding because it's shaped the same.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until Jake Burton showed up,
Made it a sport.
the founder of the brand Burton, the biggest snowboarding brand.
Yeah. I remember them.
That invented snowboards that are like
Yeah.
made of fiberglass or the specialized wood, and then have actual bindings
Mm-hmm.
onto them. Because the first snowboards were almost a
Strapless?
really wide ski that had a rope on the front, so you were holding yourself with a rope.
It's kind of like wakeboarding, but on snow.
It's like sleds
Yeah.
mixed with wakeboarding.
Standing up on a sled with a rope.
Yeah,
How do you
so it's
think
really weird.
snowboarding's like affected you as a person?
As a person, dude, I
You
mean,
learn to get back up when you fall, because that's all I did.
that for sure, but a lot just being adventurous. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
when you're out there, there aren't anyone.
You
There
don't have-
isn't anyone breathing down your neck.
hmm
Like you can just try stuff.
Yeah.
You can just mess around. You can act like a different person if you even want to.
Plus, you're on the side of a mountain,
You're on the
Doing your
side of a
thing.
mountain.
You're literally just doing your
sliding down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool.
Snowboarding's impacted me a lot. It's
Really, my first time when I went, and I was like, I was get my snowboard, whatever, getting the gloves, whatever. I was underdressed for sure, but when I was like, okay, we're snowboarding. So when we started going on the lift, we kept
Oh,
on
yeah.
going
Your
up
first time on the
and
lift.
up. My legs are just shaking back and forth the thing. And I'm like, I don't know about this.
Getting off's nerve wracking.
It's definitely an adrenaline rush for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I like
Hell,
it.
you
Well-
got me started on that shit. I mean, it's honestly, it's just one of those things like you gotta try. Like
Yeah.
you never think you'll do it, and then you go out there and do it, and you're like, dude, this is fucking sick.
It's unlike anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
I've never done wakeboarding, which I'm sure is
It's
insanely
fun, but it's
fun
different
too.
because it's like the only place I've wakeboarded is Lake Bowen, and it's kind of just felt, even though it was something different, like I was doing something cool,
Kinda
it
just
just
felt
felt
small
very
scale.
like familiar to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
just an area I was familiar with. It was just I don't know.
Kiteboarding. Kiteboarding's another one that I would just love to do.
Yeah, of course.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I've
we definitely
seen-
had to be somewhere windy for that, not the southeast.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that at Lake Bow.
Well, Lake Bowen, the thing is the reason why it probably didn't seem scary to you is because Lake Bowen, those boats that go on there, they have to have relatively small motors.
yeah, it's a smaller lake.
Yeah, so they can't pull you like as fast. You pull you up to stay up. They're not gonna whip you, turn you, pull you. Feel like you're like, oh, my life's in danger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It
Yeah.
definitely wasn't as intense as like you're going down. That's why I said like I felt like it was easier
Yeah.
because it was like the first time I hopped on it, and like at first I was attached to a rope. You know what I mean? And you literally just like move with the waves, holding the rope. But then like you can let go of the rope and literally just do the same thing without
Yeah.
the rope. You know what I mean?
Till your momentum
seems
dies.
cool. It
For a
seems
little
cool.
bit, yeah.
Because you're literally just following the waves of
Kind of like
what-
surfing a little bit.
That's kind of what it is, but when you're on a snowboard, you're just going so much faster. Like
You think-
said, like you're literally zooming down a mountain.
Do you think wakeboarding or surfing would be harder?
I think surfing would definitely.
Surfing
Why the
would be
board's
harder.
so much bigger?
It's so much bigger.
Well, you're not
But-
using a constant.
I've seen
Oh.
dogs fucking surf before. I ain't never seen
Well,
dogs
we-
wakeboard.
They're not controlling it.
Yeah, they're just literally riding on a wave.
Yeah, okay.
The person's steering it. The person's keeping it stable. They're distributing their weight where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I've never gone surfing, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah, I have to.
I really, really want to
Yeah.
out there.
Even if I don't get up on a wave, at least be out there just
Just trying it.
Try.
It's on the bucket list for me to
Yeah.
get. I don't. What do they call it when you're in the tunnel of that wave? Like when it starts to crescent over.
Yeah, yeah,
and
you
you're
just-
in it.
If you're in some shit
That's
like
on my
that,
bucket
you're-
list.
No,
you're a
that's
pro.
amazing.
You're like a pro.
I'm not
level
saying I have to
surfer,
make it
bro.
out of there, Dawson.
Hey, yeah.
I want to be in it for at
for
least
like
a half a second,
a couple seconds. You're like, wow.
just enough to
Boom.
appreciate
Have
it
you-
and then
have y'all seen
die.
that
Shark
video
comes
of
up.
That guy who I don't know where this was in the world, but I seen it recently. It was like a 60-foot wave coming in. Like they had like evacuated the beaches and shit.
And he was out
Dang.
there riding
And,
it.
and like the video camera, like
It was a hurricane, wasn't it?
It was like a hurricane or some shit. They zoomed in on that shit. Some guy is out there surfing this 60-foot wave. It crashes, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
He just comes
he
out.
comes out of it, dude.
Yeah, I've seen
I've
it.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Tell me-
Is that not? That's not fake, right?
No.
What do you
Well-
think was going through that dude's head, though?
I'm
If
the
it
top
was
G.
real.
He's probably like,
He's top G.
he's probably got so much adrenaline. He's like, yeah.
Bro, he
Or
probably-
did.
Okay, but to begin with, what kind of person does it take to if you tune on
Adrenaline
the
junkie.
news?
It's the same people that rock climb with no.
Oh yeah, the
with,
no
That's crazy to
rope
me.
rock
I
I
climbers.
just think that's
insane
all
to me.
adrenaline feel. Those people don't get like adrenaline or dopamine from anything else, and so they're like, let me climb.
they need to
this.
risk their lives.
Yeah,
to
feel a little
alive.
adrenaline.
That shit-
Yeah,
That's just crazy.
I do want to do a little. I've
Yeah,
been thinking
with
about
rock climbing.
with
not
rope,
it.
with
Not
rope.
going no
I don't know. Everything for me is boarded. Like I want to be on a board.
I don't know. I like this because for me, I think it's about facing your fears because I'm like really scared of heights.
Oh, okay.
And I think if
You're
I
a
can do
lesser
that,
human. That's okay.
who ain't scared of fucking heights?
Okay.
Me and Don.
Talking about heights. Be real. Would y'all be down if all three of us, too much thought, got together?
Skydiving?
Skydiving, bro.
I would
Let's all
100%
book a
do that.
skydiving.
Yeah.
I would jump out of a
Strapped to
plane.
somebody
If y'all
else.
like to watch
That's
this,
the
let it
one
know.
thing I don't want to do is every time I've thought about skydiving is like, oh, I'll be strapped on somebody's crotch.
I don't
You're gonna
care.
do a lot of hours if you want. to
Yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
go to some classes. It's a lot cheaper if you just get.
Just
And
get
plus,
strapped, bro.
I'd rather have a dude behind me.
I would too.
Pulling the strings.
I would too.
Yeah,
But then
just
when
wanna be
he's ready to
followed.
go,
yeah, that's a
Even
good thing.
if-
That's a good thing because your first time you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm not ready.
he's gonna shove you out of the plane.
Yeah, he's gonna do it for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
you're
Fair
followed.
enough.
And I feel like, imagine just.
Free falling.
Dude, that would be insane.
I'd be like, dude, can we do some backflips?
I feel like the craziest thing would just be jumping out of the plane, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No, I think it's the.
the first impact of falling.
And then I think it's would become like as soon as you get like halfway down, you're just like,
I want to do it so bad.
Have you guys ever done the slingshot thing?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at Carowinds
Yes,
or
yes,
at
yes,
a
yes.
theme park or anything?
yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I've never gotten to do that because they always charge you like $20 to do it.
Yeah.
I just never cashed out to do it. But I feel like that's probably the closest thing you could get, right?
It's close. I don't think it's nowhere because like it's the shoot up, and then once you get at that peak and you start coming down, you're like, okay,
And I feel like
my
you're like
adrenaline's
this.
there. Yeah.
Like you're kind of just like bouncing around.
And the thing is, like, you're strapped to like a piece of machinery. You're strapped to wire. When you're skydiving,
there's
it's a goddamn parachute
Yeah.
on your back, man.
And you don't know if it's folded right for sure or
Hey,
anything.
Hey,
you
yeah.
got two pools. You got two pools. There's
That-
always a regular.
yeah,
emergency.
and I mean, Bear Grylls has survived. His parachute didn't come out. He
Well,
just-
Bear Grylls was meant to survive or something.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Or-
no reason he should have survived that.
Yeah, I know. He just broken back. Little.
Would he land in mud or hay or something? Where'd
It
he
was
land?
mud, I think. Yeah, he was in England. Everything's fucking mud over there.
I'm aiming for
Probably
the
set
concrete,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
Probably wasn't even real.
I'm aiming for the concrete if my parachute doesn't come out.
just say you like those guys from the other guys were like, we jumping.
No,
They
I'm not-
jump off that.
I'm not
straight
hitting
to the-
mud thinking, oh, well, my back will be broke, but I'll be all right.
You'd rather die from concrete.
I'd rather be quick. Just,
But he survived
gone.
the mud.
He's still living.
Yeah, but he didn't know for sure if he would be paralyzed for life or what.
Oh, he's fine.
Take
He's
a
got a
shot
couple
of
little
life,
Netflix survive with me shit. He's made it out. All right,
But he
Dawson.
didn't know.
What's
Yeah.
Oh, I
Tim
forgot
Burton,
the fucking
or Jake
question.
Burton. Jake Burton.
it's name somebody who's influenced your life as far as your character building of or what you took from them to make yourself
He says, let me hop on
better.
my phone under
No,
the
no,
desk
no,
and
no.
look it up because
Alright.
I don't know.
No, okay. This is gonna be a little crazy to y'all.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And audience, don't get this misconstrued.
Rob
Make
It
Stark.
is.
plain.
It already is.
I'm gonna say Albert Hoffman, man, the inventor of LSD.
You think that's a good one though?
I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm some fucking, I like psychedelic. Like, what do they call those people? Like, whatever.
Acid heads or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Mushroom dicks.
But hey, I'm gonna be honest
Can you
with you.
slide in a little? I just realized you might be a little bit out of frame. I'm sorry. Just a cut.
They gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for the Patreon.
Oh, you look great now. You look great.
But yeah, dude, Albert Hoffman, like, he created this shit. Like, he tested it on himself and shit. And like I said, I'm not condoning it or anything, but I do feel like my experience with psychedelics kind of
Made you a better person.
Kind of constructed. your character.
constructed who I am today. I feel like
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
I like it. I like it for
Yeah.
sure. Now I see where you're coming from. I didn't know who the creator was, so when you said the name, I was sitting there thinking,
Yeah.
And dude,
Who's
did
he
you
talking
about? I
guys
feel like
know
I
the
heard it
Do you guys
before.
know the story on that?
I explain.
Okay, so he was actually trying. He was a chemist and a scientist.
Mm-hmm. Obviously,
And this is like
Sounds like Breaking
relatively
Bad.
this is relatively new.
like the 70s.
Yeah, this is like 70s.
is that when LSD was invented?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the CIA used to
I
use
thought it
it.
was like the 50s or 40s or something. I didn't know it was so new.
I think
It's,
shrooms
it's like
were big.
maybe.
Well, shrooms weren't
No, it might,
invented.
it might have been.
They were found.
Yeah, they were found.
It might have
Yeah.
been 60, but 60 or 70. It was around that time.
It was recent.
And basically, he was trying to create some kind of drug for
Well,
something else.
yeah.
It was more or less like kind of like an antidepressant type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
1943.
1943. Okay, so it's pretty far back.
With-
Albert Hoffman. You got it right there. The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Albert Hoffman. But yeah, and anyways,
Switzerland.
who was Albert Hoffman?
Albert Hoffman. He worked at Sandoz Pharmaceutical Laboratories in Switzerland. First
Little
synthesized
Swiss.
lysergic. Is that the right word? Lysergic acid.
I don't know.
LSD, whatever it stands for. Lysergic acid dithalamide.
Yeah.
And personally experienced its effects. Later described as a voyage into madness or a chemically induced psychosis.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So he didn't really like it that much.
No. But this is what I'm saying. Like, he was experimenting, trying to create something different. Ended up creating this. He tested it, and he rode his bike. Like, this is documented by himself. He rode his bike to and from work.
Yeah.
He tested his LSD that he had created that day.
Yeah, on his way to work?
On his way home.
What a crazy-
On,
He was
on-
at
no,
fuck
on his
it.
way home from work after he.
Oh, so he took it at
took a dose.
work.
He took a dose, and it doesn't even necessarily say like the dose he took.
Yeah. Probably a
And
little bit
he
less
started
than one half a
tripping.
day.
He's basically started tripping balls on his way home from work on his bicycle.
Got lost.
And
Well,
like,
who takes acid and then goes for a
and dude,
bike
y'all
ride,
gotta
to be
find this
fair?
on your own time now, whatever. Like some of his documented shit, like what he talked about, his experience and stuff. It's actually crazy. Like
Really?
he loved it. Like he loved it. He felt he felt something crazy. Like he started.
I mean, hats off to somebody that chemically created something and then tested on
That's a
themselves.
true scientist.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
he just believed in his own working.
Yeah,
You know what? I'll
reminds
pop
me of
this
Madame
down.
Curie.
Imagine
Well, that's
that.
how the Hulk would be made, right? Like you just
Yeah.
invent something and try it on yourself.
Yeah, he just turned into a mushroom
This
head.
man
not
could have been a superhero.
Yeah.
I just got big
He
as-
turned into Jarvis or Vision. He knows
He really
everything.
did. He just woke up.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
created wokeness.
Yeah.
I do think, like, not even just me talking personal, like the whole world, some sort of psychedelics, I believe personally, have impacted the world as we know it
Well,
now.
yeah, dude.
For sure.
I mean, if you look at Vikings, dude, before they went on fucking raids, they'd eat mushrooms and just start tripping balls. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's just one.
We might not
One
know
example.
who the Vikings are if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They might not have won any of those raids.
Yeah, they might have just been like, we'll go fight
We'll go fight.
with a little bit of shrooms.
Like a
we'll
lot
get
of
it
a
done.
lot of the stuff in
Yeah.
history, like they say, like, oh, this and this and this. I'm like, man, I feel like they had some kind of psychedelic
Well, you know-
plant, shroom, something.
I think I talked about this on an earlier podcast. The Dead Sea Scrolls. It's the earliest transcription of the Bible, the Bible.
The Bible?
Of it's Jesus Christ's story, and a dude he's a scholar. I forgot his name, but he read them, and he translated it, and at the end of he was like, "Oh, they were just all tripping mushrooms."
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it? Wasn't he?
The burning bush, too.
Wasn't he like a
Mhm.
religious person or like?
yeah, he's
a pastor.
Yeah, he was.
And
I'm not sure if he was a
He
pastor.
stepped down. I know he stepped down from
Yeah,
whatever he was.
Yeah,
after
he was extremely Christian, and after he transcribed it, he was like, "Whoa,
He became undiagnosed. Or
Yeah.
What's the word?
agnostic."
Agnostic.
Yeah.
Undiagnosed. I'm sorry.
He's undiagnosed cancer.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what
it's
it was.
honestly like on some like, not even religious, but like a spiritual level almost. Like psychedelics do kind of play into that.
Well, that's what they say. When you take a psychedelic, you become closer to what God is, because you.
I think a lot of it is they hold up a mirror of who you are, so you just can see a lot more of like your own actions and what
Well,
you do.
it depends on if you're introspective or not. Some
Well, I
people are
think
not
that
introspective, so
the
they trip.
hallucinogenics make you like self-perspective.
I think it goes off your own mind.
Well, that's why you have like you experience ego death in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
if you're doing something like that.
That's why because I did acid twice. I did some shrooms once, and for me, I felt like I was having an ego death, and that's why I got away from it. Because for me personally, I kind of like my ego.
Yeah, I haven't done the LSD, acid, whatever you want.
I don't think I'm gonna do
in a
any-
while, and I probably won't do acid again. I did it a few times. I would
Yeah.
say when I was younger,
Yeah,
and like I felt like I
it
always
was about 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
and like I've done shrooms a couple times here and there, and I feel like shrooms are a completely different experience. Like it's better.
It's not as aggressive.
Yeah, it's not as aggressive, but and LSD too.
It can take you deeper though, right?
LSD.
No,
I've gone
I
crazy
don't think
places
so.
on
Really?
acid, bro. I ain't
I've
gonna
heard
lie.
people going crazy off of mushrooms sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, acid is
Dude, it's-
different.
I feel like acid. I don't even know. How
Well,
to
those are the
explain it.
people that take like 7 or 8 tabs, and then they'll go, "Why am I going crazy?"
Yeah. Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've taken a decent dose.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Have you taken 8?
not 8. Hell
you go.
no.
You're still saying
I've taken 3. I've taken 3 tabs.
Yeah.
that's a good answer. I feel like.
And straight up, I was tripping balls, bro.
Yeah.
As you should.
I was tripping balls, and like it's crazy. Like you take away something from it, like you like do learn something about yourself, but then you're like, every time I do it, I get a scared feeling in my body.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I kind of regret doing it.
Yeah.
because
Like
I
an
know
anxious
I
creep
know
up.
because there's no way to get out of it. Once you
Mhm.
take it, you
Oh,
got-
dude, you can make yourself puke and
You got-
everything, and it's still gonna
you
ride.
got
Yep.
8 hours,
Yep. It's just there.
and you're there, bro.
And the hard
It's
thing is,
scary.
like when you take it, you think, oh, let me drink some alcohol, to try to level out.
Don't even feel
You
alcohol.
could die of alcohol poisoning before you feel the alcohol effect
Really?
off of
It's
psychedelics. Yep.
actually crazy.
I've never tried
It's
that.
actually crazy.
Yeah.
I've never done acid.
Yeah.
I have read one thing where like people that take a lot of acid, you can get some kind of buildup in your spine. Have you guys heard that?
That's actually
fake?
It's fake. It is
Ah.
I haven't heard
They'll
about
like
it.
pop their back and
Yeah.
some LSD crystal that forms like buildup in them will
Just
give
start
them.
tripping again?
Yeah, you'll get a quick trip. Is
Turn into
what
the
I
Avatar
read.
state.
And I swear to God, like
It's fake.
I don't have any fake like this, but I watched a video because when I was doing like I said when I used to like this shit, I would read up on it,
And I'll say
and
educated.
it from what the guy said, it was like a doctor talking about it. Like he wasn't condoning it either. He was just saying it doesn't even make sense. Like it literally does
Yeah.
not make sense at all.
It would be
Like
hard
the
for me to
drug
believe.
doesn't make sense.
No,
So, like,
the crystal
this
you talked
buildup,
about.
Oh,
this
okay.
whole
Yeah.
spinal
Yeah, it
thing.
seemed a little far fetched when I read it, but I couldn't speak on it.
'Cause
Yeah.
as soon as you like, it's one of those things like it's gonna get into your like bloodstream or whatever. Like I guess through your saliva. I guess.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But it's certain drugs target certain areas. Like
Mhm.
Chemicals are built in, and with that drug, like it strictly targets.
You can never
your brain.
OD
bro.
off of
You can't.
acid. You
You
can
might
probably,
kill yourself.
yeah, you
True.
might make some very poor decisions, but you can't OD off of it.
You might never be the same.
It's a crazy.
right?
It's a crazy drug.
Yeah,
There's some people that have kind of never come down.
yeah.
Like they're always.
I've heard some stories about where people get stuck in a trip.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't come down.
Yeah,
And that shit's always in the back of your mind.
yeah.
You do
Like,
something
what if
like
this
that.
doesn't
That's
end?
why I say, don't do it.
Don't do it. Do it when you're
If you
40.
choose to.
Do it when you're
When
40,
you're 40, do it.
50. Yeah, then you'll be there. You'll know who
When
you
you're
are.
20, trust me. Like just.
It's better not to do
Have
it.
a guide
But
with
I
you.
have to say though, it did impact
100%.
my life. And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna say.
I think so,
Robert-
too.
Robert Hoffman, man.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
Albert.
That's it.
Albert.
Albert Hoffman. I looked a little bit more into it. It said LSD is a hallucinogenic drug that was first synthesized in Swiss scientists, so that's the right guy. During the Cold War, the CIA conducted clandestine experiments with LSD and other drugs for mind control.
Yeah, that's what
During
the
the
CIA
Cold War?
did. Yep.
Well, they didn't invent it, but they just took it and were like,
What they would do is they put a
is that real?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
actually
yeah,
try to
yeah.
control
So
people's minds?
I read about this a little bit. I'm gonna make it quick, but they would put little tags on the doorknobs, right? Somebody open the doorknob, get stuck with it.
You can get, like, yeah, I thought you had to ingest it. You can do it from your skin?
Yeah, you can get injected
If
to
you
it.
hold a tab, they say if you hold a tab in your hand long enough,
It'll.
It just absorbs.
You can get like.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was
it's
LSD, but I did watch this one video one time of a bunch of people that took hallucinogenics, and this one person talked about a trip where they put it up their butt, and they had the craziest trip they've ever had.
You ever
I bet
heard
so.
about the butt chug
The butt chug.
with alcohol? They say it gets you drunk quicker.
I mean, I guess it
So
can.
I
You
guess-
just shove it straight in your
I guess
intestines.
they,
I've never tried it.
I guess the rectum's the quickest way to get feelings.
They described it crazy, but I can't. I think it was LSD. They just popped a tab in their butt.
Yeah.
Just started. Wow.
I wonder how long it would take.
But yeah.
But all right, so I said Jake Burton. Dawson said
Mhm.
Albert Hoffman.
Who you got?
Hunter, who's your number? Who's your first one? Not number one.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is number one.
This is number one.
Number one for me is a man named Jordan Peterson.
Ah,
And Jordan Peterson's big on you know, he's a clinical psychologist, and most psychologists want us to be like, you're fine the way you are, you know.
That'd be like
just
accepting.
accept yourself and try to learn how to deal with it. And for me, when I was young, crazy, running around doing stupid things, I watched more of him, watch his lectures and everything, and I still do to this day. It gives you a little bit of motivation.
How long's he been doing it?
Probably close to 7 years, I'd want to say. 5 to 7.
I feel like he just showed up on my radar about probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, yeah, he's been there for a while. So I remember the first time watching him, he was like battling like woke students where they would get so mad, start screaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was fighting social justice warriors, what they want to call it. Yeah. Same way I found Ben Shapiro.
Hey, I like Ben Shapiro, man.
Yeah, but Jordan Peterson was
Talks really fast.
yeah, because he's.
Well,
I'm almost at an anti-Semitic. But Jordan Peterson, he talks about, he talks about from a man's perspective of nowadays. He's not very controversial. He's really not. People make him controversial just because people want to argue about some shit. But
he's very black and white in what he says.
his
Yes.
voice.
well,
I like his
and-
Canadian accent.
and sometimes he like
I like how he
he'll
says
talk
man.
and he'll be
How's he
like,
say it? Man. I can't even do
Yeah.
it. It's like a Canadian,
Canadian
like a raspy. I don't know. It's weird.
Rasputin.
He's like the Canadian Joe Biden.
I love the way he
he's
talks,
cool.
though.
Shut the fuck up. Don't ever you say that again. Jordan Peterson, but he talks about, being a man.
Yeah.
And he talks about, for me, it was like, okay, because it felt like I was chasing this thing called happiness, right? And then you learn from listening to him more,
Gotta enjoy the
Peop-
process.
Well, people are people too. You gotta have responsibility.
Yeah.
That's more linked to a fulfilling life than happiness. If you wake up and you're happy every day, I'm happy, you're not going to get out of bed every day. It takes more responsibility. The more responsibility you take upon yourself, the more fulfillment you will get. And he talks about these people that, for me, it was kind of eye-opening because I was just chasing that high feeling of happiness.
You want
Everybody
to feel
loves
good
me.
all the time.
Yeah, and then I listened to him, and he talks about getting your life into order, taking responsibility for everything that's happened. For me, it was, with sports and everything, I always wanted to blame this. That's what happened to me, or that's what's happened to me, And then I kind of listened to him more, and he was like, take responsibility for everything. Now, granted, was it my fault? No. But you take responsibility for that, and then you move on in your life, and you start taking responsibility for everything in your life.
Yeah.
And that changes how you act, how you interact
like
with the
that.
world.
I like the way he words in your you take responsibility. Is like, so you'll have responsibility for how you respond.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you were saying is maybe it wasn't your fault,
Mm-hmm.
but how you responded was your fault.
Exactly.
And so that's how you can take the responsibility.
Yeah.
in it. So
And
I really like that.
And plus, he talks about, we talked about earlier how, men have been conceived as if they want this and want that, has been conceived as dangerous. And he kind of reiterates it. He does it in a non-controversial way where he talks about, you should want that. You should want better. You shouldn't feel bad for wanting better,
Yeah.
You're designed to want.
And it talks about, like I said, it's like a lot of the time, because he was a clinical psychologist for a long time. And most of them want to say, oh, you're fine the way you are. He's like, this is a quote from him. Bloody hell, you're not. You're not.
I love the way he talks.
Yeah.
He's so articulate.
He
and
does. And sometimes he'll sit there for a second, and then he
And
spits
you
out
can
the
genuinely
most.
tell he's processing how
He's
to
thinking,
say it. though.
yeah. And then he
he's-
spits the most wisdom you've ever heard in your life. You're like, man, this guy's
He's
on
not
it.
just talking off of his
Yeah.
off the top of his hat or whatever. the
Yeah,
term
it's not
is.
like cue cards he's just reading off. He's like just actually with
He's
you there.
formulating an opinionated answer to the question.
Yeah.
You asked.
And for me, that's helped me a lot as far as taking responsibility for every single thing, whether it's in my control or not.
Yep.
Because I think that makes a better person, being able
yeah.
to do
I
that.
like that.
That's actually kind of cool if you think about it. Like somebody else out there speaking their mind can affect like they can kind of get someone else in the ear almost. Like,
Yeah.
Just by hearing them speak, you're like, you know what? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he's talked about, it felt like he has a responsibility because he'll go to like showings where he's public speaking or whatever, or he's out in public, and men will come up crying to him, talking about, thank you, you've changed my life. I was in the gangs, I was doing drugs, I was an alcoholic, I was doing all these things that wasn't right, and you've helped me put my life back in order. And he talks about he struggled with it because he's like, all these people are relying on me. They need this, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what said it made him feel like anxious or whatever. But that's what got him through his dark days of that responsibility to these people that need to hear him and who can reach. That's why he talks big now about.
He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Yeah, but that weight on his shoulders, that responsibility, pulled him through a lot of dark places. So
Because it weighs, or is like just outvalues his own personal like
interest.
negative things.
Yeah, even
things that are bringing him down. So
I
that's
feel-
why purpose is important.
Yeah.
'Cause it'll outweigh your own selfish like issues.
yeah.
But you were talking about Jordan Peterson. I was looking him up. You guys know that movie that's coming out, the Don't Worry, Darling? It's got Harry Styles in it.
Oh yeah,
It's got,
I wanted to see that actually. I heard there was a lot of cast drama in it.
I heard that too, but I haven't looked into it. But you guys know Chris Pine?
No.
Yeah.
He was in the Wonder Woman movie, the like main male cast in Wonder Woman, and he was also in Star Trek, the movies.
Yeah.
That
You know
main
Harry
actor?
Styles
Not
spit on him
familiar
at
I saw that too. I don't know why. I didn't look it up.
because there was a controversy. Like the girl that Chris Pine's with, she went on a talk show, right? He was like, well, if the movie's bad, it's on the director's fault, whatever. And Harry Styles were like, no, that's why they made it bad. You know, Chris Pine and her, whatever, because they were like, fuck all this.
Wait, is the movie out yet?
I'm not sure. I don't even keep up with it that
But-
much.
know the
Chris
age of
Pine's
everyone,
character was discreditedly based off of Jordan Peterson. And he also plays the villain in the movie. He's
Well,
supposed
I'm
to-
not gonna
it
watch
says
that.
In the interview, the bookmark director said that the movie's villain, a charismatic cult leader played by Chris Pine, is based on discreditedly Jordan Peterson.
Well, I'm not watching that. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Jordan Peterson's giving hope to people that didn't have hope.
Yeah, why are they making him the villain?
Well, because it's Hollywood. They want to. Okay,
If somebody's so smart,
I'm going on a rant right here
Oh,
because
God.
I've been
strap in.
watching it and listening to it.
Strap
The new
in.
Italian prime minister, she's bad. Not as far as bad. She's pretty, but she's bad to the
I'm not
ones that run
following you.
everything, right? So I'm gonna tie it back. They, right?
Who's they?
The black suits.
The mob, bro.
In Italy?
No, the black suits that run everything else.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about just like
The Illuminati, if people want to call it that. But I don't want to call them that because they're not
you
good
call
about
them the
it.
black suits.
Call them the black suits.
Okay.
They want us
like
to
it.
become non-individuals no more, right? They don't want us to have these thoughts of, I control my life,
They
right?
want us to have aspirations.
Right. And so everybody that comes on with an extreme opinion, especially for males, right? Because they want us to be submissive, everything. And I'm not talking about with women or anything of toxic masculinity. I'm talking about just dudes.
The black suits.
Yeah, they want us to be, chill with everything, nonchalant.
Non-argumentative.
Just say yes. They want us
Yes,
to be
man. Yes,
the
man.
they want to take our identity away. They want us to be parent one, parent two, this shit and that, not being your name, not being, because everybody has a genetic code when they're born that nobody else has, right? So we are all genetically different than anybody else has ever fucking lived, and they want to take that away. And so anybody that speaks out that has an influence about becoming your own individual self with your own individual ideologies, with stuff that makes you an individual, they want to
painted a villain.
they want to paint it a villain and be like, oh no, not in society nowadays. These people are the bad. They're what's messing up society, and it's really not. What messing up society, messing up society is the opposite of that.
I just
It's
wish
not strong
everybody could have
individuals.
That wasn't a bad rant.
Be
I like
alright.
that.
Yeah,
That
but
wasn't a bad rant. So Jordan Peterson, that's a good answer. Hopefully Chris Pine plays him well.
now I see why Harry Styles spit on him.
Well,
If he's playing the villain
I mean,
of
if we're,
Jordan Peterson, I would
if we're
spit on
talking
him
about
too.
a fictional world and a psychiatrist that is as intelligent as Jordan Peterson comes off as, and as articulate as he is, and keeps his cool as well as he does, the one thing that takes away from him being a villain is he does get very emotional. And I guess you wouldn't.
He cries a lot.
Yeah, so you wouldn't really see that in a villain probably, but it's very easy to make a hyper intelligent, fully in control individual come off as a villain, because if they're in control of themselves to such a degree, they can definitely control others.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but Jordan Peterson isn't a good fit, in my opinion, just because
No.
he puts a lot of emotion into what he does.
He's speaking with a genuine, pure heart.
Yeah.
It's not like he's trying to control people.
No, he's
He
very
really cries
passionate.
about how much responsibility he has. You know, like it. I will not watch that movie. And what's it called?
gonna watch it tonight.
Don't worry, darling.
Okay, everybody listening, don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
Off the watch list. We're boycotting
Alright.
that.
I'm probably
Let's
still gonna
check
go
it out
watch
tonight.
it. I like Harry Styles. I want to go check it out.
Yeah, I know y'all fucking do.
Well, going off of last week's episode, that 2017 album from Harry Styles, the one titled Harry Styles, was pretty good. His 2017 album. His other ones are
He's that guy, man.
Hey,
Not
I'm
bad.
not saying Harry's not a good guy. I just don't like the movie. And like, you won't watch Lord of the Rings or Power of the Rings.
Yeah.
You might like the actors in it, but you don't like the whole fucking idea that's coming around it.
No, I'm support you then.
Like I mean, I decently like Chris Pine. I mean, he don't have a control of how
don't
it's
mess with
showed.
Jordan. Don't mess with Peterson.
Don't mess with him, my guy.
That's it. All right, but
It's my
so
dad.
you've each named one. If you're going off of Jordan Peterson, I'll follow it up with another influencer that's probably constructed me definitely in how like leadership works and stuff. He's constructed me a lot. Is Jocko Willink, the ex-Navy
He's a tough
SEAL.
motherfucker right there.
I love his podcast,
Yeah.
the Jocko podcast.
You know what I love about his I do love him too. I do watch him, but my favorite thing when he talked about, he's like, things went bad, good.
Good.
Things didn't go your way, good. You didn't get that promotion, good.
Dude, he will brew
Yeah.
an animal inside of you. if
And
you
then
just-
you're like, yeah, good. Let me work harder. Let me
That
do
dude's
more
wild.
shit.
He wants you to take
Yeah.
the
Y'all
easy
put me
mode
on
off
to him.
everything. I
Yeah.
love it. I've read his books, everything. It's
I haven't
dude's
read his
just
books
wired
yet.
different.
Yeah.
well, most of his books are based off of leadership and like in a business stance. Because after he left the SEALs, he built a business that they'll go in and fix like management systems and other businesses and
Yeah.
the accountability of things and make the whole like LLC run smoother.
hmm
So-
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
he's a
good
very
one.
knowledgeable guy, very
Yeah.
authentic too. I feel
Mhm.
like. And
It feels like he's not playing a character when you speak
No.
to him. The same
I-
thing about Jordan.
the person he
Yeah.
is a very different person, but he's fully bought in.
Yeah.
he's
He
like,
is
fully
what
that
he
person.
is. Yeah. I do appreciate that when
He
I
wakes
hear
up
it.
at dang 4 a.m. every day. He's like, go get some. That's
Yeah.
his thing. He always say,
Yeah.
get some.
Get
Yeah.
some.
I mean,
I
that's
like
honestly
that.
motivating.
Yeah, it is. I like that
Just go
one.
get some.
I like that guy a lot.
Like,
Jordan
don't expect
Peterson.
no extra praise. Just go do
Yeah.
what you gotta
Just
do.
get
Hey,
some.
Get some.
Get it done.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll tune into his podcast and listen to his stories of when he was in like the 2006 war
Yeah.
on terrorism, and it's just some crazy stuff. I can't
Yeah.
even fathom. And he's in charge of a whole like platoon of
Yeah.
SEALs, and like, people are dying, and he can't blame anybody else. So he
Yeah.
just has to construct a form of leadership and where he's blaming himself for their deaths.
Yeah.
And it just creates more respect in the people that are following him.
Yeah.
I
He
need to
knows
check
what's
out his
necessary and
podcast. I
not.
didn't
Yeah.
realize he had one.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's
I
all
love
in black and
Jocko.
white. Every episode he has
Yeah,
is
it's
just black and white.
Yeah, it's
Clean,
dope.
bro.
It's
All
dope.
of his attire, like clothes and everything,
Yeah.
just black and white.
It's dope.
That's sick.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I love him.
Oh, Jack.
That's my
What's-
number 2.
What's your number 2, man?
This answer is about to take a big change from my first answer, but I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning, bro.
He goes from a psychedelic inventor to a
Sports.
Hey.
American
How
quarterback.
they shape
Tell me I don't
you?
got too much thought.
Yeah, you
But,
got. Yeah, yeah.
Now Peyton was really cool.
No,
Yeah,
what
Peyton's my guy.
No, I can honestly go. and
We're gonna
see
watch
that
him tonight.
because, Like
Are you?
what I love about
his
Manning
little
Pack.
talk show.
dude,
Yeah.
that shit's so good.
You continue. I'm
The
sorry.
Manning show is good.
We
But
overspoke you.
what I love about him, dude, is honestly he's one of the professional athletes that got me into watching pro sports.
Yeah.
So, like when I started watching Peyton Manning as a Colt, I was like, ooh, I remember I got some like Colt gear and shit, and I love
Yeah.
the Colts. And then like he went to the Broncos, and I got some Broncos gear, and then that's when I realized like, okay, I kind of like just players.
Yeah.
But he was so sick to me. I love the fact that he would go to the line, and it doesn't matter what the hell the coach called.
Yeah,
He's about to just see it.
Yeah. Diagnose
Call
it.
his own fucking. He
He's
was
been
the
doing it
he
for
was
like
the
100
court.
years.
Even
He
Brady
was surgical.
don't do this though.
He was surgical.
Like he would literally switch the play 6 times.
Yeah. Omaha.
Just do some crazy shit. And then it's just like, and I loved him for that aspect, and he was always funny and shit. But then it's like you see what he did after football too. Like he was a great businessman, dude. Like he owns like 50 something Papa John's pizzas throughout the United States. Like,
Yeah.
how much money do you think he makes just off of that?
And he owns a lot of Budweiser too.
Yeah, he has a lot of stake in that.
Yeah.
He does his own show. Like
Mm-hmm.
you still just hear about him all the time. Like he was so smart with his everything, and it's like
Well, he's very well rounded.
he's very well rounded.
Yeah.
He's a little funny.
Yeah.
He's pretty smart.
I think he's hilarious. Yeah.
He's
He's
got
honestly a
that
good
dry
athlete.
humor
Yeah.
to him. It's
Yeah.
not just
And that
like
big ass
slapstick
cranium.
or being witty.
Hey, me and him can relate. We both got them big ass.
He's just dry.
It's all that brain. All that brain in there.
But no, dude, I do like him. People in our age group probably are definitely more fond because he was in his prime when we
He
were
was
just
so
learning
fucking
what
sick.
football is.
Mm.
Like I always say,
I watched get his ass beat in the Super Bowl by Breeze.
Hey, I watched him beat the fucking
I mean, it was
Panthers in
easy.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I was happy about that.
Who did they beat when he was a Colt?
No, they lost to the Saints.
He won one though, and
Did he?
yeah, because he won 2 Super Bowls. One
Yeah, no, he won.
Have an
He won
iPad?
2 with Denver because
No.
he beat Carolina and then he beat the Seahawks.
Nah, he lost the Seahawks.
Oh yeah,
Beat
yeah,
Carolina.
yeah, he did.
Who the fuck did he beat?
Probably some fucking stupid ass team. They were the NFC, Colts or AFC.
2007.
Yeah, we gotta find this.
Yeah, I want to know.
So he won in 2007, and then he won in 2016 against the Bears. The Bears made it to the Super Bowl in 2007.
Oh, he was playing against Matt Hasselback.
Oh shit.
All they had was Matt Hasselback and Brian Urlacher and Devin Hester.
So maybe he doesn't have the most rings, but he was still like the most known about quarterback.
Yeah, I
that was
mean,
out there.
yeah,
And he's still like top 5 with 2 rings.
I'd say damn near top 3
I agree.
as far as
Well, you
quarterbacks.
gotta say Brady.
Brady is number
Then
1.
you gotta say Patrick Mahomes.
No, you don't.
And then
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Brett Favre.
no.
Definitely not him. You know he's going to jail.
Yeah.
What for?
Yeah.
Why is he
so
going to jail?
at Southern Mississippi, where he went to college, right? Back in 2017. They found a money or like a fraud that happened where he was in the cahoots with the governor to build a new volleyball court for Southern Mississippi that cost a couple $1 million, right?
For a volleyball court?
And you know what the governor did
What?
to make it happen to match Brett Favre's money? Brett Favre would go give his money until he knew the governor was going to have his money. The governor took money from the welfare program to put it in a new volleyball court at Southern Mississippi.
Well, that's not Brett's fault for what the governor
Brett
did.
Yeah,
just
but
because he was
the
lacking
problem
on the funds.
the problem is he knew it though.
Oh, okay. so
Yeah,
you're an accomplice.
I'm not.
then.
I'm not sure, but I think the governor's probably gonna get like 15 years. 10 years. They probably got a deal. Go 5 years.
Well,
Pay
he
this
stole
back.
from the welfare program.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Brett.
Did
Oh,
they even
Brett.
ever built the
Oh yeah,
volleyball
they
court?
built it. They built it.
They
They
built like
still
the
using
best
it.
volleyball
Yeah,
court ever, huh?
it's probably top 5 in the nation.
like
Probably
$5
those-
million
yeah.
for one court.
Yeah, it was
way.
wild too.
No
The text messages were linked and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like,
no way.
I
okay.
saw that.
Brett Favre was like, oh, okay, I was unsure, but now I know he's got it and he's good. I'm willing to do it. Yeah,
He's out. He's
yeah,
Dang.
yeah. That's what happens with Green Bay fucking Packers. They do some shit
Not
like
Aaron
that.
Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers too busy tripping shrooms in the fucking forest with Joe
I thought it
Rogan.
was just Percocets.
No, that was in his younger days. That's when he was good.
Now he does ayahuasca.
Yeah,
No, I
that,
thought he like on a statement he said he was
yeah,
on Percocets.
I know.
on
There was a
football
game
time.
where he tore his AC joint in his shoulder, and he came back
on
and won the
third.
game. And they were doing an interview with him, and this is exact. I remember when I was a
I saw the
kid.
interview.
Well, he was like,
Oh.
"Yeah, I got a little
Gotta play through
banged
it."
up in the first half, but you know what? We came back out, and we won the game, and we're
He
just a
looked
good team.
psycho.
Didn't
He
blink at all.
Psycho.
Pupils dilated as fuck.
What a man.
I thought he was on horse tranquilizer at first.
What
I
a
thought this dude was fucked up throwing dots.
Okay, but how skilled do you have to be able to do that? Though?
I don't know. He's probably super fucking relaxed, so he probably didn't
just
give a
out there.
fuck how it went.
He's just thrown so many balls in his life, he doesn't have to think about it.
He's probably gargled some balls in his life.
Hey, why are you hating on Aaron?
Because he beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. That's why I hate him.
I'm with you on that. At least.
Yeah.
But-
I can't. I like him as a dude. It's just them fucking green and yellow fucking uniforms.
That's
he
like
wear.
12 years ago, bro. Let it go.
Fans don't let it go. True fans. I don't like players. I like.
Didn't Ben Roethlisberger
Teams.
have a controversy? Let me look it up.
Yeah,
What
they
was
called him
his-
Ben Rapensberger.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, he went
What
to a
is-
strip club and the girl said he touched her thing.
Not funny.
Oh, is that all it was? I mean, well,
Yeah.
that's still really bad if he did.
He
do
got
it.
suspended for 6 games.
But that's not.
I mean, there's no
That's just-
charges filed or nothing.
It's kind of like some Deshaun
Still very
Watson
bad.
deal.
No, Deshaun wants to have 24 fucking women say this.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger had-
Deshaun had a field day. With
Yeah,
it.
Deshaun Watson had a fucking starting lineup on offense and defense of women.
Hey, he was full blown on his.
Yeah.
At least-
What are you doing,
That's
Deshaun?
what Roger Goodell said. That was predatory behavior.
That was very predatorial.
Let's see.
So we're taking back our statements from this. The other one.
Yeah, just shut up
we're
and
learning.
dribble. Shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
we're saying.
yeah. No. Speak your mind, brother. Speak your
You
mind.
leave those
Speak your mind.
masseuses alone.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. But that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning was very influential in the NFL scene when he was there.
Well, he got you into sports and being
And still-
around the
yeah.
person.
He got Dawson into being a fan of individuals.
Yeah.
Not just like, woo, go Colts.
Yeah, and he
You know?
followed the hairstyle and everything with him. as
Yeah,
he
I just
came
wanted to
on.
be like him.
You got the
Yeah.
Peyton Manning here?
Okay.
I don't think. I
Peyton
don't-
Manning head. Or Abe Lincoln.
It's just slightly
Peyton
above
Manning
average.
IQ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Peyton's smart.
Peyton is smart. All right, back to me. My turn.
It's your turn.
Finally.
I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm just pulling y'all's peaches.
Let's go.
I would say my second. He's fictional.
Oh, we can do
Does this
that.
count?
Yeah, he
So,
does.
Well, I mean, if he actually did
he,
influence
he
you.
influenced my life. It's Thomas Shelby. Thomas
From Peaky fucking Blinders?
fucking
Thomas
Shelby.
Shelby.
It showed me
That's the next one.
that you could be born from nothing and learn. And okay, I'll give you a quote. This guy, he runs some of the companies for him, and they talked about him being a traitor to his social class. He's like, I'm not a traitor to my social class. I'm an example of what an extremely hardworking man can achieve, and that spoke to me. You know, they come from the best circumstances, with extremely hard work. I can accomplish anything, you know?
I like that.
That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
You're following a little bit of the theme with the people that have constructed you. So like
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson gave your character all the power of
Responsibility.
responsibility, and then Thomas Shelby saying you're responsible for where you wind up, kind of.
Yeah.
So, like
It's
you can
just-
be born in this spot, but where you wind up is
On you.
it's on you.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the same
that.
synapse of the main point of
Okay,
it's all on you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the show yet. I'm still into
man.
I'm still into Game of Thrones. I'm in season 6 now. Hodor just had his big scene, which I love.
That's my third. I just
that-
playing.
No, that was about to be my third. But that's the next show I'm gonna watch. Is,
Okay.
Is Peaky.
You got
Peaky
to. It'll bring the man out of
Peaky
you.
fucking Blinders.
You don't think Jocko already does that?
Not the way Peaky does it. Peaky
You-
does
you
it.
think a skinny Brit's gonna do it for me?
Nah, you
There's
gotta
more
watch.
than skinny
Oh, you gotta watch Thomas fucking Shelby.
Thomas, that pale mother.
Jocko would take orders from Thomas
You would.
without a
I'll have
doubt.
to watch the show.
And
Well, I mean that's Jocko's big thing is even when he took orders, he took them to the benefit of his team. Like, he wasn't just saying
even
yes
if
to
it
say
wasn't
yes.
to the benefit of his team, as Thomas told him to do it,
If it wasn't to the benefit of his team, he wouldn't do it.
then he would be dead. The Black Hand would
And
have
he
served him.
would be dead then.
I don't know. I think Thomas came in there. Jocko would be like,
I love how it's like
If
a
it-
Yes,
fictional
Mr.
character
Shelby.
versus a real
All right,
guy.
we gotta bring Thomas Shelby versus Jocko.
he's our next guest, Thomas
All right.
Shelby.
Who Thomas? Okay.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
good.
Jocko. We'll be on
I
the
was about
Jocko
to be
podcast.
in
I'm just gonna dress
Let's
up
be
one day. Just
Oh,
act like
Hey,
him.
Halloween's in a month.
Oh,
You gonna be Thomas
you
Shelby
gave me
for
a good
Halloween?
idea.
Oh, sorry, love. We're not doing any costumes because I'm being Thomas fucking Shelby. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right, Logan. What's your third? Your final.
Third one.
Your
All right, so I
final.
said the man, the myth, the snowboard creator.
Yep.
I said the man, Jocko Willing.
Mm-hmm.
Comedically, who has constructed who I am and what makes me laugh and what actions I take to make others laugh, I feel like is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
You guys know the little guy?
Wait.
Not
Which
the movie,
Beetlejuice?
not the
Okay.
movie Beetlejuice. The little guy that'll go on little talk shows.
The one that's on the spectrum.
Yeah, that's definitely a.
That's a monetizable way to say it.
Monetizable way of
Yeah, we're not
saying
gonna say the R
That
word.
little guy has impacted your life, man.
Oh my, dude, the little clip where he just grabs the whole pizza by one hand. And he's like, take a slice.
The funniest thing you told me is when he actually was sitting at a desk. He got up and he was shorter.
He was sitting down and he stood up and got shorter.
Like he was like, all right, I'm gonna get down.
How's that even possible? How the fuck is that
Because the chair's longer than his left. I love him so much. I hope nothing bad ever
The
happens to that man.
I was watching one thing and it was when they had
The spelling bee.
they had him and another guy on the spectrum that looked far more on the spectrum as far as the strong side of it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they go, Beetlejuice, how do you spell red? And he got the R right. And then he said every letter.
He might have said a number.
It sounded
There's
like
a good chance he said a number.
It sounded like me when they said say the alphabet backwards in my DUI. I think
ZYS.
DYWXYBW. And then they asked him, the other guy who's a little bit strong on the spectrum. He go, 30D. They're like, that is correct, and he'd be like, "This motherfucker."
That's what I love about him is he's so
He's still
unfiltered.
there.
He's so unfiltered. If he gets riled up, like
Yeah.
he's gonna be riled up. He
Yeah.
wants everybody to know
But he
it.
can say
Yeah.
whatever he wants to because the people are like, oh, he's.
Cause he's Beetlejuice.
He's on the spectrum.
I love that man.
Yeah.
He's shaped who I am to this
I
day.
can see it.
Oh, my
Yeah, I hope you
God.
can.
I see a little bit of
Dude,
Beetlejuice
I
in you.
really hope you can. I try to embody that person.
Yeah, spell red for me.
76-4.
They said if you did, they asked one question. They were like, I kind of feel bad for him. They're like, if you dig a 6-foot hole.
All right, wait. What's that one guy that has that talk show? The guy with the afro.
Yeah, that's the
what's
one
his
that got
name? I don't like him. 'Cause
I don't
he was-
like him.
He was definitely taking advantage.
Yeah,
of
but I mean,
Beetlejuice
what else was Beetlejuice going to do for his life besides make money that way? I mean,
stand up, dude. If he did stand up, where he like if he did a
and other
if he did one of
spectrums
the
were there
ones
too.
where he tries to challenge people in the crowd, like talk to them and like smack talk the crowd.
I'd like to see him and Hasbulla fight.
Oh
my
he
God.
killed Hasbulla, man.
Is Hasbulla
Yeah.
on the spectrum or is he just small?
He has some kind of rare
He's-
dwarfism.
He seems intelligent.
He's
though, right?
fucked up.
Is he? I haven't watched enough.
I don't
of
know.
him.
Look at him.
I thought he was just trying to be an influencer.
I don't know. I
just
mean,
doing
he's
crazy
like
stuff.
he's like 20 years old.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was
He just
older.
happens to know Habib and.
Yeah,
all
he's
these
just
other guys.
Muslim.
He's been on Barstool.
Yeah, the memes and everything.
Another good one. Hasbulla.
Yeah.
If we had four,
Is
he
that
would
a
be
good
number
one?
4 for me.
Is that a
That is 100% a good one.
All right.
Beetlejuice.
Man.
Beetlejuice.
Long
I
live.
call him Beat.
Alright.
Long live Beat.
Little beat. All right.
man.
Grab a slice.
But I want to say this one thing because it's funny as shit.
Okay.
They were sitting there. It's serious. They're giving him questions for him to answer, and he's just sitting there, got his chains on, like Flavor Flay, but looking that way and that way at the same time. And they go, "You dig a 6-foot hole. How deep is the hole?" He goes, I think it's 24.
That's a question
I
on
think it's
wordplay.
24.
That's
I think
a
it's
wordplay
24.
question. You can't knock him for that. That's a wordplay question.
24 either way.
That's like when you go to somebody and you say you're driving 60 miles per hour. How long does it take you to go 60 miles? That's a wordplay question, right? Like
60 minutes.
I know it should be it. It should be easy.
All right, Dawson. Yeah, your third and final.
Sorry, you have to follow up the king.
Yeah.
So we got a fictional character and
Beetlejuice.
A spectrum.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is by far the best answer. in my
Dude, we're
opinion.
too much thought. We're everywhere.
Yeah, you got to hit everything.
Well, I'm
We're
gonna
well-rounded
hit
people.
y'all home with this one. All y'all gonna love this one. George Washington, man. No.
All right. Well,
serious.
my third.
How has he influenced you?
What?
He hasn't influenced me personally, but
He's influenced the
It's
society.
kind of like him. not the society around. America. America.
America, baby. Yeah.
But
I don't
think
know
about it.
enough
We
about him.
really wouldn't have. You don't have to know anything about him. Just know he was one of our forefathers, man.
He was a general, right?
In the
And our
British
first
Army.
president.
In the British Army.
He served a king.
Yeah, and then he switched to help fight the
Yeah,
colonies.
dude, bro.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
You have to
And
go like,
then-
you know, what? I'm gonna build my own country.
And
Yeah.
start America.
And you know what the crazy thing about George Washington is? So he was president, right? They wanted him to be president. The Congress, the Philadelphia Convention, which was the Congress at the time, they wanted him to be the president for longer than 4 years.
But he
right?
said no.
He said no, and he wrote a letter to them saying, because at the time it wasn't Democrat Republican, it was Federalists and Anti-Federalists, right? And so he wrote a letter addressing them when he was leaving office back then, or the wooden cabin, saying
Cabin in the woods.
it will be to America's demise if we split to a two-party system where people aren't individuals, they are this way or that way. It's his whole address. You can read it from top to bottom.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it talks about the split between we should not fall into these two-party systems. And a guy from 1760,
I already saw that coming.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of
here we
crazy.
are.
He was
Here we
way,
are.
way past his
You know
time.
what happened on Christmas
But he
Day?
had wooden teeth.
He had
That's
wooden
gotta
teeth.
take
That's a
something away.
myth.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like that myth.
Is it a factual
I bet
myth?
his teeth were pretty fucked
Some myths
up.
are factual.
I mean, his
Brushed
teeth
very well.
probably were brown as shit, but he didn't have wooden teeth.
Well, wasn't that what they did back in the day? If your teeth fell out, you just pop some.
I think you
chips
just
in?
die.
Off of losing your teeth.
No, well, the first Homo sapiens and the first people that died would die of dental hygiene.
But just put it all in a blender, dude. And just drink your.
Hey, you get a cut and you're just like, oh, I'm
You're
not
done.
doing This.
You know? You get a toothache, you need a root canal. Guess what? You're not. That thing's infection
You're
spreading in
dead.
your mouth, and
You could die so easy.
you can't even eat or anything.
Life must have been crazy.
Dude,
You sitting there, you chew something wrong, and you get an infected gum, you're just dead.
Yeah.
I feel that's why people are like live so scared today. Like it's just embedded so deep in our DNA. Like anything can kill you.
That's why your body hurts
Be
at 30.
cautious.
Because your ancestors died at 30.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
time to
they're
go.
Like, wow, I'm really not used to this age.
It's time
Yeah.
to go.
That's crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
George Washington. That was
That's a good one.
unexpected of you. But
I like that one.
Yeah, that's definitely
I like
good.
that one.
I need to do more research on our founding father.
Yeah, you do. They shaped everything.
Who you got for your third though?
It's
Um,
gonna be Vegeta from Dragon Ball.
Do you guys want Dragon Ball Z? It's Vegeta.
Vegeta. Majin Vegeta.
It's close. It's Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a stoic.
Oh yeah, the Stoic.
Yeah, and there's a difference between stoic and stoic.
Lowercase and uppercase.
Yeah, a stoic lowercase means no emotion.
Yep.
A stoic uppercase
That's the philosophy.
is the way of life. And for me, it goes back when I was really young. Very emotional. Emotions
I can
drive
tell.
me.
I can tell.
And and listen more of him in his journal that's lasted throughout time, right? Is he was a very stoic, and he's an emperor of Rome at the highest peak of civilization.
And Rome was the peak at that time.
Yeah.
Like that was the world power.
Hmm. And he talks about not wanting to get out of the bed every day sometimes, and we can all attest to that. Not wanting to get out of the bed. So he's there, he feels the same thing we do. And it just talks about how he did not take every emotion that came to him. Sometimes he'd sit back and see that emotion there and let it go.
Not get painted by it.
Yeah, not become that emotion.
Yeah.
Just because that emotion is there and it flares up doesn't mean that's who you
Yeah, all
are.
three of your guys fit into a fairly decent theme.
Yeah,
I like it. I like
they really helped me become a better man.
it. More
And I'm still
control.
on that journey, but I still have them in my back pocket,
Oh, yeah.
to become that.
To lean on.
Marcus
Yeah.
Aurelius.
Marcus
That's good. That's
Aurelius.
good. There's been
Yeah.
a lot of Stoics to come before and after him, right?
like
Or was he
Mhm.
the first?
So,
He's
No, it was
he's the first as far as big name.
it was one name. I can't. They're so hard to remember. Those
Older
Roman names are
names.
crazy.
No, yeah,
They're just. I remember Zeno. Zeno,
Yeah.
right? A Stoic. and then I can't remember him, but yeah, it was a house back then, so they had like it was a philosophical
Well, Zeno wrote.
academy kind of.
Yeah,
And so there
Zeno-
would be a leader.
Yeah,
and they
so
would pass down.
and that was Plato.
Yes,
Aristotle wrote. Aristotle was Plato's pupil, and Aristotle, his pupil, was Zeno. And so it was kind of passed down. If you look at Julius Caesar,
And they all make
his-
their own renditions of the
Yeah.
philosophy.
when Julius Caesar, before he came to power, even when he did to a certain extent, Aristotle was his mentor, one of his mentors that he
great.
listened to, that he tried to make sense of everything with. You
That's
know?
wild, dude. That's what I love so much about like philosophers is like in a time where like people just were so stuck on some crazy hardcore, out there beliefs.
Yeah.
There were a
These
bunch.
guys would just like sit down and just think and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
read-
honestly crazy.
Back in the Roman times, there was one philosophy, and I can't remember what it's called, but their beliefs were that the purpose of life is pleasure. That's crazy. Imagine if that
Yeah.
one stuck. If we were just
that's
out
like
here.
Sodom and Gomorrah shit. That's why God flooded the earth. Back in the Bible.
Our purpose to be here is just to please ourselves.
Nah,
That'd have been crazy.
I,
I think
But there were
pleasure is
followers of that.
it's all about. That's what I learned too
balance.
with the Stoicism. It's all about in moderation.
Yep.
So you can't feel too much. For me, it's you can't feel too much happiness for too long. You can't feel too much anger for too long. But it is a good time to feel extremely angry for a brief moment, for a brief synapse. It's the same way with extreme happiness. But you have to come back to
It has to
that
be like a
median.
You have to have that
Yeah.
homeostasis.
You have to be able to go to that extreme anger
Concrete.
when it's necessary. And you have to be able to go to that extreme happiness when it's necessary.
Or compassion.
Yes, but you have to come back to that centerfold, Because for me, I made more mistakes when I was extremely happy than I was extremely angry.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about learning and bringing myself back home. And that's what Stoicism is, what Marcus Aurelius really helped me with, as far as reading his journal and reading more. I wouldn't say necessarily him, but that he got me into Stoicism, right? Reading him, understand how he worked, and then I learned more reading into Stoicism, which was his philosophy that he believed in.
It's such a cool philosophy.
It is. It's different than what.
I mean, we've all hit our three. Didn't you guys have a favorite that wasn't yours that you want to take away from?
Probably Beetlejuice.
That Albert Hoffman guy, I'd never heard of him.
Yeah,
He
that was
really
a cool one. I got to read more into that. That's pretty
I read
cool.
a lot about his shit.
Yeah.
back in the day. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that was
never-
cool. I feel like I know more about you guys now, honestly, from
Yeah,
this
you
little
see me, you
episode.
see Beetlejuice now? Is that what it is?
Beetlejuice.
I mean, we always chill beat.
Yeah, I like
him.
a little beatness,
I love him.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up, guys.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
end it off.
we already got our emotions out. I feel like people connect more to
Got a
us.
little deep.
Yeah, understanding who we are as
Got to
people,
see
who
behind the
influences
curtains.
us. That's not fucking Jake Paul, KSI, Andrew Tate. See the important people.
You get off the mainstream and come check out Too Much Thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you do, make sure like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Let us know who influenced you guys, and don't say us yet. Then we'll take it.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, guys. It's been a great episode. Peace.
Doses.